welcome into the form. We try and find you the winners for the upcoming weekend, focusing in on the feature races. And this weekend, we look forward to Ellerslie again, and we're also heading to the Central District's New Plymouth for our domestic action. Then we're going to head across the Tasman, keep an eye on that Brisbane Carnival, including the Group 1 Doomben Cup. So to talk about the action, smaller crew in studio. Good morning to you, Aidan Rodley. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, hi to you. Pip Lethanis, I think he's at Sales on the Gold Coast. Bevan Sweeney at Hastings. So guys spread far and wide. Obviously, it's not the feature race weekend. Obviously, Brisbane's got a couple, but a lot of racing, isn't there? We've got Hastings to return today, which we're really looking forward to. Wingatui on Friday, and a couple of meetings on Saturday before we've got to Te Rapa on Sunday. So it's busy enough anyhow. No let up.
Exactly. There is something for everybody, that is for sure. And as you said, yes, the man that is at Hastings is Bevan Sweeney. Very good morning to you, Bevan.
Yeah, morning team and morning to everyone around the land. Isn't it great just to be back in the bay after such a long cessation in racing here, driving onto the course. It is so noticeable how much they've lifted the cambers. We'll do a little bit more about that as we lead into the first on the program here at around about 12:15, but it's just great to be back on the drive from home up this way of going instead of turning left and heading towards Wanganui and Hawera and up on to New Plymouth. So just a 6-race program here today. But let's hope that we get everything underway, cleaned up, and we can head forward here at Hastings. It's a heavy 8. The track was marked quite strongly by the trials, so I think they will be coming off the inside. Look, last time we were here was 2024 soft 5. I'm not sure that's overly relevant, but we'll see exactly how it does play out. And at this present moment, I think we're set and ready for a really enjoyable day's racing. Cold in the shade, but beautiful day here in the bay.
Yeah, the bay's really turned it on. Can't wait to see our first race back there on the track. But for now, let's have a look what is coming up on today's show. We'll be concentrating in on Ellerslie, the 2 open races on the program, and a nice 3-year-old race there as well. Same thing at New Plymouth. We've got our trial files to look forward to, our bank builders. Then we will be having a look at that Doomben Carnival, not only at the Doomben Cup, but we've got the Kiwi runners in there again as well, and our best bets to round out the show. So let's get stuck into it, see if we can find you some winners. We'll start with the Ellerslie track first. Aidan, I mean, it's not hard to know really what's going to play like. Usually pretty nice.
Yeah, absolutely. We get here this morning. It's warm, lovely conditions. We've got a little bit of rain in there. I don't think there's any, nothing of note anyhow. I think it's less than 1 mil on Saturday, so it should be perfect. It might even be a case where they have to actually add water to get it to where they want it to. But yep, Ellerslie played really nicely last time, very fairly, so I'm expecting much the same.
Yeah, and how good's that this time of the year to be getting the weather that we are? Makes a nice change as we take a look at the JAR Trophy handicap here. The open over the mile, Lupo Solitario, there he is, $3.40, your favourite from Lockie at $5, and El Viento at $6. What did you make of the market, Bevan?
I thought they were being a little bit generous in my opinion. Pip with Lupo Solitario coming off what was an outstanding win over the mile, his most recent performance, and what you'd have to say is better company than he does meet here this afternoon. So look, I don't think 340 stands up in this particular race. I think a couple of these runners are too close to Lupo Solitario. If he runs up to his best, he seems to be back in the best of his form. So we know his best version's pretty dynamic, and look, gets an okay at the weights against this group of horses. So I think they're being generous, Aidan.
Yeah, I think so too. It was terrific last time out in the Easter Handicap. We have a look at the speed map here, guys, and really there just isn't any speed. There's no clear leader in the race. So for that reason, I have actually got Has To Be Winner, who settled back last time out. They've led twice on this horse and both times run second placings, including a second placing in a $350,000 race, I think, from memory. Rudyard was very good from the speed last time out. Lockie may just get there again, was ridden a little bit handier last week. Durzo Desert Mystic takes its Lupo Solitario as well, but it's a really messy speed map, mainly because there just isn't a clear leader here. Okay,
so it'll be interesting what happens, but that's what we're predicting as we take you to the first replay. And of course, it is the Manco Easter Handicap, where Lupo Solitario coming off the back of a win already in rating 75 company, Aidan. He was great here.
Really good. It was a terrific performance, and obviously we were taken by the run of Lockie last week and hence where we thought that Lockie would be a contender here. Lockie ran really well, just got locked up a little bit, like the name might suggest, but still very good. In this race, quickest last 600, second quickest last 800, so that performance had a lot of merit. But Lupo Solitario was ridden a lot closer to the speed, probably by design, but there wasn't a lot of advantage in being there. It just came down to his sheer ability. He was terrific winning in rating 75 company prior to that. He'd been very good since he'd come back from Hong Kong, and he just seems to be going the right way. I think it's the benchmark performance leading into this one, Bevan.
Without any shadow of a doubt, that's the runner you want to be with out of that race. I think Lockie's a very talented horse, but even getting back and having to circle them, I think Lupo Solitario would have found against Lockie again. So I'm a little bit surprised they're that close in the market. I know there's a really nice performance in between times, but he's clearly the benchmark. Before he went to Hong Kong, we knew he was going to be in Group 1 company. Hong Kong doesn't suit all horses. He's come back, taken a little while to find his feet, and now he's got his feet. Look, at his best, he wins this race, Pip, for sure.
Yeah, and you're getting a good price if you want to play that way. But Andrew Scott, he's got 2 chances in with Uderzo and Desert Mystic. Let's see what he thinks about their chances.
Yeah, really good. Desert Mystics, he had his last run there at Rotorua and he just didn't do the ground. And yeah, big weight in a 75, so we thought we'd drop him back into open grade and just drop the weight down and we can get a rider on. And look, he's run well around Ellerslie before, and look, he's actually in pretty good form. He hasn't had much luck in his last couple, so you know, we're certainly hoping for a top 3 finish and get back into form.
What have you asked him for training this week?
I had a good hit out yesterday morning and worked with good energy. Fit gelding now, had a good solid base of racing under him. So, yeah, if he can get a gate and get the right sort of run, there's no reason why he can't be certainly in the finish.
Uderzo running really nicely at the moment. Obviously, a horse who's handled Ellerslie in the past. I think he's run 4th in the Easter handicap there. What about him? How's he doing? Yeah,
team's really pleased with him. He's going well. His last run was somewhere back to his best, running second there at Te Rapa. And like you say, he gets round Ellerslie, gets the right sort of run. Warren Kennedy aboard, good jock. He knows him well. He's won on him in the past. And you know, if he can bring the similar form to his last start, he's certainly going to be there. So a horse that we certainly give an each way chance to if everything goes his way in the run.
Can you maybe split your pair? Can you give us the one seed?
Probably Uderzo's got the better form leading in, and you know he seems to be a bit more on the up. So if we were going to go one way, we'd probably go that way. But Desert Mystic's pretty handy on his day too.
Okay, let's take you back to Te Rapa here. Over the mile, we get a handful come out of this. I think our producer just wanted to show Bevan Boxmoss again, and we'll concentrate on Uderzo, and he was really good, Aidan, hitting the line. Yeah,
he was. It was a really good run. It was a race that did favour those coming from off the speed. So for that reason, I was really taken by what we saw from Rudyard. Newton Quarters, Diane Kennedy's got this horse ticking along really nice. I thought the run for 3rd was good, but Uderzo was terrific. It's a horse who's handled Ellerslie, as we've said before, has run 4th in an Easter handicap. So yeah, I think those were, for mine, the pick of the lead-up runs from this race, Bevan.
Oh, I see those Uderzo colours, and all I think about at the moment is Asterix. How good is he going? Find his best form again. I agree 100% with you, actually, Aidan, around Rudyard. That is the run I like over the rest in that particular race. I think this is, in my mind, the major danger to Lupo Solitario if it gets the right run in this particular race. Now, it's not an overly big field, so I don't see many getting into too much trouble, but I think the overall assessment at Ellerslie is you really don't want to get too far back.
The only thing
too far back. Sorry.
The only thing this time around is that Rudyard drops half a kilogram out of that race. Uderzo drops 4 kilograms. El Viento 3.5. So that's the one thing that, like, if there'd been similar weights, I'd have been with Rudyard. But just at the weight swing, I'm not too sure. I think it brings both Uderzo and El Viento into this.
Of course, and weights and measures are key. However, you know me, I'm a little bit against the push or the wave, and I just like Rudyard's run. I think it'll put itself in a handier position, and from there I think it is slightly more favoured there at Ellerslie at times. So yeah, I liked its run. Uderzo's a good horse coming through. I still don't think they beat Lupo Solitario though, Pip.
Yeah, they're going to have to really lift, and we'll hear from Reece Trumper on El Viento, who come out of that race as well, and just see what he thinks about the chances.
Yeah, really happy with him. He just had a bit of a sore foot early the week prior, so we missed the Rangatiki Gold Cup, but his work's been good leading into Saturday. We're happy with him.
Last start run, terrific. How did you guys assess it?
Yeah, really good. He drew a bit sticky, got back, but he ran on strongly and he's come on from it.
Yep. What have you asked of him training this week?
He's worked over 1,200 metres on Tuesday, and Opie rode him and he was really pleased with him, and he looks very well placed at the weights there on Saturday.
Yep. Expectations from the stable?
He'll go very close to winning.
You know, one thing, they'll have him right there ready to go, Aidan, but as you said, probably Rudyard, you're just leaning more towards out of that race.
No, I'm not actually, but mainly around the weights that I'm not. I'm thinking Uderzo and El Viento at the weights. And if you go back to El Viento's first run back as well, was able to beat home both Uderzo and Rudyard. So they're really confident too with El Viento. So he's got to be a factor here, as does Uderzo. But I'm not too sure, you know, whether, you know, the Group 3 Easter handicap is the yardstick here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, the yardstick for mine. I'm not saying El Viento and Uderzo can't, it's just that I prefer Rudyard's run going forward into this particular race, even against the weights. I do have respect to Uderzo and El Viento, but a confidence there coming out of the stable. They don't miss too often in recent times, Tiakia. So if you're following El Viento, I'm not trying to put you off at all. I think will be a player in the race. I just think at the moment all these horses might be half a length off Lupo Solitario if he lands in a positive position.
Okay, well, either way, it sounds like we're building a nice maybe first four in this race, because we are going to catch up with Stephen Marsh as well. We had Doddle come out of that race who finished down the track, and he's also got Bourbon Empress. Let's see what he thinks about them.
Both really well. Bourbon Empress just probably found the track a little bit wet for her, fresh up, but come on really well since she galloped Tuesday morning. Worked up very well. Should have still a little bit on Thursday, but she's going to get a good track. She's obviously won a Ritual Mile at Ellerslie, and look, she's going to take. She's a bigger mare, stronger mare now. She'll take a little bit of improvement from this, but I do think she can really turn her form around.
Yeah, with her, I know you're a little bit shy about being too confident going to the first one. Has she improved to your satisfaction going to the second up run?
I think she definitely has. Probably, if it was 14 or 1,500 metres would have been ideal, but really wanted to get her back to Ellerslie in the mile. It'll do, but yeah, certainly will take a bit of improvement. But I think you'll see a big improvement.
What about Doddle? How's she going?
Yeah, look, she needed her fresh up run. She's come on well. She's worked up good. Look, she'll need this. As long as she can get to the line nice enough, go through the line, we'll step her up to 2,000 metres. But I'm certainly not expecting her to win this Saturday.
Okay, that's Stephen's thoughts. And now, last but certainly not least, we've got to catch up with Roger James and see how Has to Be a Winner is tracking.
It's been a while since he's raced. He's not a horse that tells you a lot in his work, but I think he's pretty ready, and he runs a bonny mile, and he's too honest not to get some of it.
What did you take out of that last effort?
Look, it was just a first up run where he was run off his feet a little bit, to be honest, but it'll be different at a mile.
What have you asked of him training here at Cambridge this week, Roger?
I've kept up to him. He had a solid hit out yesterday, and last Thursday. He's ready.
Yep. But how much improvement are you expecting sort of leading into the second up run?
Well, I expect him to be competitive. There aren't too many more options for him for the rest of the season, so let's hope we can get some gold on Saturday.
There you go, that is the form leading in. We now need to put one on top though. Aidan, you were the toppy?
Just before I do, I just want to talk to Has to Be a Winner, because there was a race that was really favouring those on speed. Got a long way back. Does run home in the second quickest last 800, and they are expecting second up improvement. Now, as I said, there's no speed, there's no leader here, but this horse has led twice in its career. One of those was in the $350,000 Carapero Classic, when it's only just been run down. I just think there's a case to be made that this horse could be the leader in the race, and if they go forward, I think it improves their chances exponentially into this. So.
Maybe pinches
if I was giving instructions, that's how I'd be playing it from the wide gate. However, I don't do that. Lupo Solitario for me, Group 3 Easter handicap, is the benchmark in form and looks to be the horse to beat here. Swings?
Sounds like you just did. I'll go Lupo Solitario for sure. I just think if he continues to go, and there was always a peak in the preparation, it was a great win in the East, as we've spoken about. If he keeps going on with that and maybe holds the same level, then I think he's very, very tough to beat. I'll be interested to watch from Australia how this race unfolds on Saturday.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing just what has to be a winner. Aussie's up in that race, Aidan.
Swings off to Australia. What's the go there?
Yeah. Are you going to the Gold Coast, are you, Bevan?
Well, everyone's allowed a holiday every 12 months. I've got 4 days, no touch tournaments or anything. I'm more sedentary. We're playing golf from a cart, and then we'll be domiciled in a casino somewhere on the Gold Coast, I imagine.
Oh, how good. All right, I love it. Hopefully, with pockets full, after we try find some more winners, let's move on to the Open over the 2,100 metres here. The Lawn Shed is our sponsor, Pacifico, in the small field. $1.65 favourite from Khan Hunter at $5, and then he's a shocker at $7.50. Clear-cut favourite, so let's show you why in a minute. But first up, we're going to catch up with Andrew Forsman, as the favourite in the race, Pacifico, and Aidan just asked him how he's done since that Rotorua Cup win.
He's going really well. Obviously, he goes from probably a heavy track to a good track on Saturday. That'll be the test for him. He'll carry a fair bit of weight. But I guess we sort of need to decide what we're going to do with him at this time of the year, whether we press on or give him a little freshen up for the spring or into the summer.
Yep. He was so tough the other day. Is it one of his real hallmarks?
It is. Like, he's just sort of a horse that keeps improving and improving. He just really keeps surprising us. He's always shown good ability right from day one, but just to see him mature and keep getting better and better has been, pleasantly surprising.
What have you asked of him training here at Cambridge this week?
He's a pretty fit horse now. He just had a nice even gallop by himself on Tuesday. He'll have an easy hit out on Thursday morning and be ready to go.
And let's have a look at him here in the Rotorua Cup. He beats a handful of rivals. Yes, Aidan, he goes up 57 to 60.5 kilos, but he was so good here.
He is so good, and that is the key. He's obviously only won it by a small margin to Savoir Faire, who's since gone to the paddock. But the other horses who chased him home in this have got a lot of catch-up to do. I've got to say, just a hats off to the handicapper here, who's got this bang on for mine. It means that a horse like Rosetown Princess can get on 54, come in 2.5 kilograms better, but then you've got to look at the margins. It's beaten 5.5 lengths. It's got to make that up on Pacifico. Pacifico should get all favours here, Bevan, and it was a terrific win at Rotorua last time out.
Oh, he's a tough little horse, isn't he? Thought he was beaten. I'm not sure he's got a decent turn of foot on him, but he'll out-tough you and he'll out-grind you, and he'll one-pace you all the way to the line. And if you stop on your run, you'll get beat. I'm a bit like you. I just didn't know where to go outside him, even with the weight. I think Drop of Something's runs have been better, maybe than they read on paper. Well, they'd have to be because they're all duck eggs. However, a couple of those runs have been okay, and I'm waiting for Drop of Something to really hit form again. And if there is one horse that might be able to do it, Drop of Something, if it gets somewhere forward, keeps on rolling, they don't run great tempo. I thought Drop of Something might be some sort of danger, but I don't know how you play the race, to be fair, team, because you're $1.65, you got, 60.5 on your back, and you still think that Pacifico's going to beat this field. So, look, he's probably the selection by default, team.
Yeah, the concern is that he gets to a better track at Ellerslie. All his best form seems to be on rain-affected tracks, and he's 0 for 3 at Ellerslie. But he is 5 from 13 right-handed, so no problem there. Swings just on Drop of Something. We did speak to Reece Cole. Unfortunately, we just haven't been able to get that into the show. But he said that they've been schooling this horse, and he said that's made the difference. So if you are liking Drop of Something, maybe just has sort of piqued his interest and got him a little bit more switched on. So he could be. We know he's got the ability.
Yeah, he's an interesting horse, isn't he? What really holds his form when he gets there, Drop of Something. We saw that for an extended period last season. He's a bit of a war horse. He lines up a lot in his preparations. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm pretty sure he'll hit form again at some point in this preparation and probably put a couple of good wins together down on a lightweight.
Okay, so you like Drop of Something, but it sounds like he's not the one on top for you, though, Sweetens.
Well, the Pacifico, you just got to look at the margin. I know the weight goes up, but he beat that field fair and square, and therefore, even with the weight, if he grinds away again, he should beat this field fair and square. As I mentioned, probably a little bit of value for me might be Drop of Something, but yeah, it's a hard race to be playing really at that short price quote with a horse with a big weight, and as Aidan mentioned, a record there at Ellerslie.
Yeah, the 165, it does put you off. But he is a horse who will get to the front. Was so dominant in the Rotorua Club. So he becomes the default pick. He's definitely the horse to beat. And I hope he can dominate them from the front, you would think, and then turned it into a bit of a test for the others. But yeah, it's the 165. It doesn't get me too excited.
Maybe have a saver bet on a horse like Drop of Something, as we now have a look at the 3-year-old race on the program out of Ellerslie over the 1500 metres here. The trackside.co.nz. Bulgari on the back up at $3.70, your favourite from Yokozuna at $4.80, and then Arthur also at that quote. Let's start with our favourite Bulgari. He was second last time out here at Ellerslie. He was just waiting for a run up the inside, Aidan, but once he got clear, he was really good to the line.
Really good. And I love the fact that he's on the quick backup. Actually, the price, I think there's a bit in there. I do think I expected him to start a little bit shorter than that as well. He had form around Belcheval prior and just overcame a fairly poor start here, but still comes home in the quickest last 8, 6, 4 and 2, and had to run home really strongly from the back in the Cambridge Breeders the start before also, with I think the second quickest last 600 and 400 of the race. So sectionally he's good, he's racing well in good fields, it's maybe just a touch easier. So yeah, I think there might be something in the price that I'd got to say he's above where I expected him to be, Bevan.
Hugely, in my opinion, because I was trying to find a best bet quickly for the show today, and he was my best bet. And I thought, oh, I can't do an A-Rod at $1.80, and he's $3.70, and I went, oh, I'm more than happy for $3.70. The cat was safe on Saturday as well, because I thought he had his opportunity. Still not found, so if you do see a white ragdoll, please keep your eye out. But look, he's clearly the best horse in the race. There's a bit of upside around. Well, actually, there's more than a bit. There's quite some upside around some of these other runners. But surely this horse should be around, what, 220, 240 in my mind. So I think you're getting massive value. If he runs up to what he's done in recent times, and I see no reason why not, I thought he was a very, very strong play on your Saturday.
Okay, and you heard it here first. That price will not hold up, and please come home, Bevan's cat. All right, from there.
Is his name Ragdoll? Is that what it's called?
Ragdoll, yeah.
Maybe Ragdoll can get his the own program. You know, get a little track
I
size
think
segment.
so, yeah,
You know?
and say, oh, this one's going to win this week, and no, this one's not, so it's going missing. Right, okay, from there, we're taking you to Rotorua, back to Accentuate here for Andrew Forsman. And I have to say, I mean, I'm not sure, Aidan, how you think this form stacks up compared to Bulgari, but had plenty of excuses anyway, and behind them in third.
Yeah, and the one thing we've seen Accentuate's sort of steered clear of the 3-year-old races has been in grade racing, so now gets back to age group racing. She's been going really nicely. Her form is rock solid. Yeah, I thought the run again was well solid here. So yeah, nicely against the pattern. I think some sort of chance here, Bevan.
Yeah, good each way. I actually thought this horse was good on the day and was maybe a horse that you could probably find as a race tracker, just with that little bit of a check halfway down, and then the horse picked itself up and ran on strongly again. So I think a progressive horse. Definitely Yokozuna looks as though it's a progressive horse for mine as well. But look, I just, price-wise, I'd be intrigued to see what the facts and figures Stephen Hunt will say tomorrow about Bulgaria. I think he'll say an overs at 3.7, and I'd probably agree with him. Just on the overall body of work, stands out like a sore thumb for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't really ask you what your selection is. You've already given us your best bet early on the show.
Yeah. No, we'll get in early. I thought A-Rod might jump on board. So first in, first serve. Yeah, Bulgaria is my clear top selection in this particular race as well.
I did speak to Stephen Hunt yesterday, actually, and I'm pretty sure he was expecting this horse to be a bit shorter as well. I thought the main danger was probably Arthur, who was really good in a sprint at Rotorua last time out, and clocks the quickest last 8 and 600, and had trialled really nicely at Te Awa Mutu leading in. So I thought Arthur was probably the main danger, but yep, I'm with Sweens, I'm with Bulgaria as well. Okay,
so he's a really nice bet on the program. What about something else to follow, Aidan?
Yeah, I think I've got in first from Bevan, although I did see he might have got it on the chat first. Orson Stone, despite a wide gate, was just terrific last time out at Te Rapa on Anzac Day. Runs the quickest last 8, 6, 4 and 2, and just one horse who you know is going to be improved with the Andrew Forsman polish. So I think we found just about everything the same for Ellerslie here, Bevan, and yeah, I got him first. Sorry.
Yeah, keep it simple, Simon. I think we both stole it off Stephen Hunt, to be fair. So we're probably third in line for Orson Stone, who was a little bit unlucky on Saturday not to get a little bit closer, but I thought it was a great effort, and I agree. if everything is set in stone, Orson Stone will win the last on Saturday out of Ellerslie.
Okay, there you go. So Bulgari and Orson Stone, 2 definite follows out of Ellerslie, and that takes us to a break on the form. Don't go far off. The other side, we'll be taking a look at trial files and, of course, New Plymouth. Pleasure to have your company here on the form. Now, before we do concentrate in on New Plymouth, we've got our trial files to look forward to.
Just the berries for me out of Te Awamutu. Very good trial. Scores in by 2.5 lengths, and one who looks to be very close to racing and should perform in very good style too.
I really like one, Saloon Girl of Matt Dixon. Saloon Girl mare by 8 High. Who I thought was really hard held. Matt Dixon, great trainer. Also like the second horse here in Vatican Underbelly. Saloon Girl under absolute sort of chokehold here. 53.30 they ran, and to the inside, the Vatican Underbelly was very, very good. It was 850 metres. Not sure where this horse is going. She did have one start after a really good trial last preparation and didn't really perform, but I'll stick with Matt Dixon. He manages to get them into the right race at the right time. So Saloon Girl for me.
Okay, so there you go, Just the Berries and Saloon Girl. Now, from our trial files, we turn our attention to New Plymouth, and back to you, Bevan Sweeney. Is it going to be as nice as what the beautiful Hawke's Bay looks today?
We'll just have to check the graphic when it comes up. We've been a bit busy getting up here this morning, but I think the forecast is that it's going to be a nice day up there. Soft 6 is what the track has suggested. And I don't think there's much rain in the forecast for New Plymouth. Just maybe a few specky showers. We haven't been back to New Plymouth for a period of time, so track should be in really good nick there. And these a nice sort of cross sections of fields there, maybe dominated by the Patterson and Sherrock team as he did last Sunday, El Sherrock. So we'll see what is to come about.
Yeah, a case of following the locals again, maybe, as we take a look at the first feature race on the program. It is the AB Electrical over the 1400 metres for the open handicap horses. Cindy, $2.80 favourite, Bell Tribute at $3.90 and Al Jumala at $5. Have they got this market right, Bevan?
Look, the only one I was really scared about in this race was Tobias, who trolled up really enormously recently and has a very light weight on his back, and he could be some chance at $7. Al Jumala, we know the quality there, who's been a black type winner but comes in a fresh state. Cindy's on the quick backup, which is interesting. Bell Tribute ran a really good race last time, chasing home a smart one. So no, I think the market's about right. Maybe Cindy and Bell Tribute might have been a little bit closer together.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the last start performance from Bell Tribute. This is her running second at Waverley here. And again, I thought it was quite a nice effort, just beaten by a good horse who's actually the second horse, Aiden's gone on to win since.
Yep, liking the fact that it was a really nice comeback type performance and suggests that he's a little bit in hand for one who's got a really good record. It's won 5 of 16, so that form's good. You talk about River Plate, the runner-up, going on to win since. Mr. Mojo Rising's been a good horse right through. So nice return from Bell Tribute, and you'd expect her to take a fitness sort of advantage from that as well. So definitely a chance again, and Tony Davies riding really well down in the CD2, Bevan.
Yeah, didn't she have a great day on Saturday? And she handled them all really, really well. Really pleasant, kind and polite young lady whose riding's really come on under Peter and Trent Didham. So yeah, we've got some really nice apprentices coming through at the present moment. You throw in Flor Mormon. I thought she rode a couple of good races on Saturday as well. But yeah, I agree. I was actually with Bell Tribute on that day. I thought she chased hard. Mr. Mojo Rising just had that sit outside River Plate on a soft speed. And there was some wind from River Plate on Saturday. It really was. The lead up on that sort of speed and hold out some pretty good horses. So I think the form stacks up. I'm not sure there's too much between the two Sherrock runners here.
Yeah, well, we'll have a look at Cindy, who is the favourite for Alan Sherrock, and she carried the big weight here this time with around 58 kilos. Stuck on nicely enough, I thought, for third, and she'll appreciate coming back a bit in weight.
Yeah, no, this is the fourth run for the preparation for Cindy. She does look to get on speed. I thought probably Rural Rocks was the only other really key speed influence. I think they should sort of kick up from the inside. But Cindy was good this day, and behind I'm a Brazen One, had beaten home I'm a Brazen One the start before, so obviously that form looked good when I'm a Brazen One can come out and win this one. So yeah, Cindy, it's a potentially trickier barrier draw, but what I think they can do is just slide forward and sit outside the leader from there.
A real speed dominated race, wasn't this, with I'm a Brazen One going forward and sitting and just kicking off the turn. She had a chance though. So that's why I think Belle Tribute and Cindy should have been a little bit closer together. I don't think she really pinged. I think, I'm not sure if she's a better leader or chaser, probably a little bit of a better chaser, so she didn't get that opportunity on Saturday, sitting outside the speed in a small field. So I think she comes into this nicely placed. At home, they always find a length. I think the market will tell you everything as we get closer to start time, which way Ella is leaning, because I personally don't think there's much in it.
Okay, but we do need one from you. So which of the locals are you heading towards?
Well, I'll stick with Cindy, but I'll be taking a same race multi, both of them to run top 3 with Belle Tribute. I think they're both big chances. Elle had a big day on Sunday, and I think he'll have a reasonably good day on Saturday as well. So, yeah, Cindy on top, but just by a whisker.
Yeah, for me, might just have a fitness edge over the stable mate. So I went that way as well, especially if she can sort of get to that sort of spot outside the leader.
Okay, so Cindy it is for the team. Now we're moving to the open 2,000 metre race on the program. This is sponsored by the Wash Squad, and Autumn Legacy is our favourite at $2.50. Got to check that out. ATM at $3.10, and Not a Bad Spillane at $8.50. Not the runner we want to highlight first though. Kick On at $9.50. We're going to have a look at beating Rusty Lane here and Cleo's Magic at Waverley. Again, he's just in really good form, been runner-up as last 2, Aidan.
Yeah, absolutely, and it should be a key form line here, considering that Rusty Lane and Cleo's Magic, well, they've run in behind, still haven't gone that badly either, so both of them going pretty well. You can see Kick On fighting on the outside, and it's a run that definitely has him right in contention here, Bevan.
Yeah, well, when you think Hell of a Return came out and blew him off the racetrack on Saturday again, I think the form's good. Now, how can I frame this? I think Rusty Lane's price is madness. I suppose that's one way of saying it. You just forgive that run you've just seen on front of you around Rusty Lane. For some reason, the young lady aboard decided to take a sit. Now, this is just not the way to ride Rusty Lane. He's a rolling horse. He sits on speed. Once he got back in behind them on a firm track, he over-raced. He doesn't have a massive turn of foot. He's one of those horses that you just gradually increase tempo on, and he's very tough to get to beat. So, look, I thought he should have been much, much closer in this market. If he gets the right run, and I see no reason he won't, and not an overly big field, I think he's the one that they have to beat here, Rusty Lane. I think he brings in the best form lines. He's been in the best company in my mind. So I just thought if you forgive a run, and I'm definitely forgiving that run, I thought the price was a big over.
Okay, and hopefully just ridden more to his liking this time. But we do have another chance in the race, and it is Autumn Legacy. And having a look at this good performance actually at Tarapa, a winner all but at the post, Aidan.
Yeah, so the horse is currently in 4th spot, comes out and runs him down, and I think that's perfect man. So really nice run. But the stable firing, the Fahis have got their team going really nicely. And this effort for second was 3rd up, 4th up now, peak fitness, and I thought, especially from the minimum, it looked to be a decent winning chance here.
I don't disagree with you. Is it 2,400 metres back to 2,000 metres for this horse on Saturday? Whether that's a plus or a minus, not 100% sure. I still think Rusty Lane's been running around in slightly tougher races, especially in that sort of 75 grade, went up at Ellerslie, etc. So, look, it's got to be a major player, especially at New Plymouth, which is a different type of racecourse, isn't it? Tighter corner, shorter run home. Whether it plays on speed, we'll see on Saturday, but if it can put itself there, it will be very dangerous. But I've got to think that Rusty Lane is just as positive, so it'll be an interesting race, and there might be a bit of tempo. But I'll go for Rusty Lane. I think the price is wrong. I think $9.50 is an over. I don't think he was given every opportunity last start. I think they'll ride this horse differently on Saturday, and it'll give them a sight at New Plymouth.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely a spoil in the price. However, I've gone with the Northern Visitor. I've gone with Autumn Legacy on top. And I tell you who also I thought was a bit of an upsetter here was Not a Bad Spillane. Getting back up to 2,000 metres will be a big improver into this.
Yeah, I love that horse. So a nice race to watch there out of New Plymouth. And now we're going to take you to the first race on the program, the 3-year-old mile race here, the Higher Pool, New Plymouth. The Midnight Train is your favourite at $2.60 for Ralph Manning. Lucky Dice at $3.20, and then you've got Fair Game at the $4.80. Let's take you to Midnight Train at Rotorua. He is absolutely knocking on the door, Aidan, deserves one, and just missed here.
Yeah, this is the price of the weekend. How is this horse at $2.60? This is ridiculous. That is your best spoil of the weekend. Now this was a sit sprint. There's no two ways about it. The first 4 in running, first 4 home, first 5 in running, first 5 home. And this horse fought really well. Go back, so on second in a Wellington Guineas at Group 2 a couple of starts back. Obviously from that shows that it's got enough tactical speed to be in a race that's sure to be tactically run. I can't understand the price. Under the set weights and penalties, this horse is beautifully placed and awfully hard to beat.
Oh, I don't disagree. I didn't see any value in the price myself personally. I think it'll put itself in the race. It's going really nicely. Yeah, look, I wouldn't disagree with any of your comments. I'm not quite so sure price was, in my personal opinion. I do think there is some ability in here, but Midnight Train is certainly a horse, as you mentioned, that has got good, strong ability. So deserves to be favourite in my mind at least.
Okay, like that. And then I know you have a big opinion of TikTok Tessa as well, Bevan. So what did you make of this effort from Lucky Dice getting up the inside here and holding her out?
This is probably B grade sort of form line. TikTok Tessa runs today, and I'm trying to find an early bank builder, and we might go with that, I think. We're just with a little bit wetter track condition. But like the first 2 home, yeah, it sprinted. It had the perfect run, is what I'd say. Absolute perfect run in behind the first 2. Got the quick split up the rail and put them away really nicely. But whether that's good enough to beat Midnight Train and one other, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, who is the other one then that you've kind of mentioned?
I love Kapachi. Now, it's a given it was really disappointing in my mind last start. But I do understand there was a slight breathing issue on that occasion. Has been scoped, that horse, and they found nothing wrong. So I do expect a better performance on Saturday. This horse, look, it blew my mind that it didn't run home strongly over that trip last start after what it did at its previous run, and it was supposed to go to Otago. So clearly there was a slight niggle there. It runs at home, at a trip that should suit. I think everything going 100% perfectly. This is a black type horse in the making and already has that in its CV. So I'll go with Kapachi at the price, but I do respect Aidan's selection as well.
Yeah, Kapachi third in a eulogy at the end of last year at Group 3 level, so we know the quality's there. But boy, geez, Midnight Train. This is the 170 that I was expecting to get. You're getting 260. It just seems to be ridiculous. I'd be surprised if this horse gets beaten.
Okay, like that, like the confidence. Midnight Train for Aidan, and Kapachi, maybe you play the Quinella there. What about something else on the program, Aidan? Who have you identified for us to follow?
Just going through them and checking that. Delinquent, okay. Horse who had run third in a rating 60 a couple of starts back, got the soft kill last time out. It was a really soft kill, scored by 2 3/4 without being really pressured. This is no real step up, so liking the Tony Pike Visitor Delinquent in the second.
Look, I'm going to keep following a horse called Cheval de Foudre. This is a very, very good horse. Look, he was scratched on Saturday in the feature race. If he runs on Saturday, look, he may be one still away. This horse in 2,000 metres might be the perfect trip for him, but I still think he'll be massively competitive on Saturday over the 1,600 metres. This horse has come up beautifully for Mark Olligan. I'm not sure what the end target is with him this preparation. Maybe it's just to get him through, give him a quick spell and then back for the spring because he's got that sort of ability. So I'm with Cheval de Foudre, race number 6.
Okay, I like it, and that does complete our look at New Plymouth. From there, it's time for our Blackbookers, and Aidan, you found a winner for us this time.
Your one that you picked out as your best from last week too, so well done to you, Pip, for getting this home. But this is some performance. Just forget about the fact that this horse is running out in the closing stages, because you look at every other horse who was on speed, they drop out. Look, the horses who are closing, so second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all come from back and running. This horse has been on speed, and it was just super, the performance. We spoke about how good Orson Stone was, who was in behind that, one to follow, but boy, that was a win. And I reckon it shows that this horse has got a real bit of quality about him.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder if Michael McNabb will ride it next start after that performance. Almost put him over the outside rail, but well done to you, team, getting that home, Pip. We had a bit of a message after that, because what was Great Escape doing in the last 50 metres. But here's Jungle Love. I think this is a really talented horse, Jungle Love. This is fresh up this preparation in a decent sort of race. Is it Magaba that wins out wide? But I thought this horse would take massive improvement out of this particular run. And second up is going to be very, very hard to beat for Peter Locke.
And I'm taking you to Just Go Boom out of Ellerslie here. I actually thought this was a really good run. Was tailed off down the back, turning in the home straight here. Has finished off sectionally the best of the race. Still looked a bit green. Has been a trial winner leading into this. Maybe put it together, this preparation. So a real follow for me, Just Go Boom out of Ellerslie. And there is a summary for you inside out for Aidan, Jungle Love and Just Go Boom for myself. And that takes us to another break on the form. Off the other side, we've got the likes of our best bets coming up, and we're going to talk about that Brisbane Carnival.
The Queensland Racing Carnival is in full swing, showcasing the very best of winter racing with over $28 million in prize money and 8 Group 1s lighting up southeast Queensland. It's been a happy hunting ground for Kiwis in the past, and this year will be no different.
The Bostonian driving through the Bostonian. The Bostonians run the 10,000. Pinarello, Paterno, they hit the line in the Derby, and Pinarello.
This week it's one of the story days on the Queensland calendar, the Doomben Cup.
Jimmy Cassidy, Rough Habit, 3 Doomben Cups in succession. What a horse!
Catch every moment of the Brisbane Racing Carnival, live and exclusive on Trackside.
Yes, and the Brisbane Carnival is well and truly underway, and we now look forward to the Group 1 Doomben Cup featuring this wonderful Kiwi bred mare in Pride of Jenny. There she is at 370. Not the favourite though at Birdman is at 360. He's been backed into it from $4.40. You can see just a little bit of money too around She's a Hustler, half yours, the Melbourne Cup winner on the drift. Let's take you back to the Hollandale Stakes, and she just breaks their heart every time she does this, Aidan. Love to watch it.
Oh, she was just brilliant, and obviously it's going to be the same tactics. The only thing is this time in a smaller field, is it not going to even suit her even more? It's an interesting article that Daniel O'Sullivan wrote about just what the chasing group does and what they've got to do, but she just breaks their hearts. And was a really nice run from Birdman, but how much of a start are you going to be giving her this week? So she's Bevan. She's great to watch, but geez, I thought even in a smaller field she was even more dangerous this week.
Yeah, look, I agree. Watching that a couple of weekends ago was outstanding. She's just got that style that captivates people and really draws them to the races, because you sort of send yourself out there and keep on running. Look, I think it's a real test for those riders behind, because it's actually a question of just how far they let her get in front before they have to get up and off and chasing. I thought James probably got moving at the right moment on Birdman, so yeah, you're right. Smaller field makes it even more difficult to time your run. I did like what Half Yours did in its performance, so I'm going to go with Half Yours, the Melbourne Cup winner. This horse was massive, fresh up. Maybe there was just a slice of second up about it late in that particular race, so I expect it to be close to peak on Saturday. And if there is one to really chase home hard, I think Doomben will run well again. There's money for She's a Hustler, but I think Half Yours might be a little bit of a danger to get there late against Pride of Jenny.
Yeah, it's a quality lineup, no question, but small field. I'm going with the pride of Trelawney Stud, pride of Jenny to win it again.
Yeah, can't wait to see if she does set them up in front, if they can pick her up. But from there, we take you now to the Roses here, the Group 2 for the 3-year-olds, where you can see Single Red, the Kiwi for Andrew Forsman, second favourite at $6. So let's see what Andrew Forsman had to say. Aidan caught up with him and asked how she's come through that Gold Coast bracelet.
Yeah, really well. She probably needed it a touch. She was obviously on the way up after a bit of a let up, second up, and I thought it was a game effort, all things considered.
Yep, she was left in front for a fair while out too, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was, and that was the shame of it. We thought it was a race that we were going to get all favours and didn't quite end up that way. The winner was very impressive, having said that, but no, happy with how she went.
Obviously, this is a key lead up into a classic target for the preparation. What are you wanting to see from it this weekend?
Again, just, a couple of new ones will come into the mix on Saturday, and just, again, put her hand up to show that she's right there and can obviously train on into the Oaks.
Yep. You've got Joe over there looking after the filly. What are the reports from him?
Yeah, he's wrapped with her. They've had a lot of bad weather. It's been pretty wet over there, so we've been a little bit restricted to the tracks we've had access to and the work we can do with her, but she's a fairly fit horse now with the benefit of that run the other Saturday.
Yeah, she settled in well. She's happy.
Yeah, she's thriving. She's doing really well. So,
yep. This weekend, what are your expectations?
Again, another strong top 3 chance. Hopefully a nice barrier draw and she can just get all favours. Love to see her just ridden a touch more conservatively. Not that wasn't the plan the other day, but just, if she could just sort of settle off them and relax and hit the line.
Who does ride her this weekend?
Jason Collett will ride.
Yeah, obviously terrific last time. You just saw her quality in the New Zealand Oaks. She's come back with a soft win at Tarapa, a really game performance when she was left in front, so far out last time out. So I think she's the horse to beat, undoubtedly. Maybe can beat Sir Peter Vella and Chris Waller, James McDonald with the favourite, Chispa. But I was thinking that maybe it could be Single Red.
Look, I don't profess to be an expert in this part of the world around the strength of the fields, but I know this filly is one that's really going forward. From what I can see, the win at Te Rapa was fantastic, it was soft. Thought that was a really good run. I think, she got left in front when the leader stopped, and then it was all up to her. She looked a little bit lost in the last 100 metres, but she didn't stop on her gallop. It was just a really exceptional sort of soft kill from the other horse coming from off speed. So I thought she was really, really good. I think she'll run out a good strong trip at this point in her career. And if she's improving, then I think she's hard to beat, because she was still gathering a bit of momentum at the line in that last start to replay we just showed you. So, either or, Crispa for Peter Vella or Single Red for the team here in NZ. I'm happy either way, but I'll go Single Red just on what I've seen to this point.
Yeah, let's hope she can go one better than last time out. And what about this runner, Sway Wednesday, of course. He runs around in the BRC Sprint, and he's paying currently in the market $9.50. Not a bad price, holding up at his opening quote from Midnight Dynamite, who is the favourite at $3. Just a slight speckage around him, if that's a word. All right, let's go to Roger James now. Aidan caught up with him and just asked how Sway Wednesday came through that run at Gosford.
Look, he's a dream to travel. He's been very good over there. Obviously had to get up to Eagle Farm. It was a 13-hour trip, but he's been there a week now. His one gallop in between races was scheduled for yesterday, but they got 70 mils of rain and they cancelled the course proper gallops, but they are having them this morning, so he'll gallop this morning and he'll be ready.
Can you unpack that first run for us and just give us your assessment of it?
Oh, I thought it was enormous. It's a tight track, and he was no closer than 4 wide and often 5 wide, and carried top weight and still was getting to the line, beaten 1.3 lengths. I thought the run was huge.
What about this weekend? How does this race? Is there nuances that means it fits a whole lot better?
Well, we just hope we draw better. If we draw better, I think the 1350 will really suit him. Hope the track improves a bit because it got soaked last night, but the forecast is okay for later in the week. But if we can get it a good draw, I think you'll see him run well again.
Yep. Is this his main Stradbroke lead-up, or is there something else in the pipeline?
No, this is his only lead-up race. we're borderline for getting in. It'd be nice to see us do something on Saturday to ensure that.
Yep. It sounds like you going into it with a bit of confidence that he's ready to go at least.
Oh, look, I think he's in great order, and I think he is up to it.
Yeah, so everything we want to hear, except the barrier draws, may be a little bit sticky with 13. One thing, the Midnight Dynamite, who's the favourite, currently needs another 2 scratchings to even get into the race. So that enhances Wednesday's chances here. Off the back of that run, I thought he was terrific in the takeover target, and his New Zealand form's top rate, and he's run third to Jigsaw in a railway. So yeah, he's going really well. I think he's going to be hard to beat again this weekend, Bevan.
I thought his run was enormous, albeit the old fella at the Clarendon at Waverley changed the channel over the league halfway down the home straight, so I had to watch it again. But when you watch the race again, it was an enormous performance. And look, wasn't it the run of the race? Every time I watch it, I think that's the run of the race. So why is any closer to the horse Midnight Dart, is it? Midnight Yacht, or Harry's Yacht. Harry's Yacht, who was in front of him. But Swanee Stay was the run of this particular race for me by a mile. So I'm happy to go with him. Look, track conditions will be quite key. They've got quite a bit of rain that I've been hearing about as well. So if Swanee Stay gets a track to suit, a draw to suit, I think off what he did last start, he's got to be a massive chance.
There has to be, and yeah, just tell us what you really think, Swains, right from there. Bank builder time now. How are we filling up that TAB account early, Aidan?
Yep, the Clarendon guy knows for next time, I can tell you. There at Waverley, great pub too. Anyhow, let's get you to the bank builders, where I'm going to Delinquent in the second race at New Plymouth. I thought terrific last time out. It was a really soft kill. Had proved that he was up to better company when he was third, and rating 60 company leading in. So I thought just beautifully placed for Tony Pike. So Delinquent race 2 at New Plymouth. Bevan, for you?
Yeah, when you're in someone else's house, Aidan, you just keep quiet. I just got up and left, and I think they were watching young Lennox, who's playing for the Highlanders. That was what was on, and they were telling me he's an All Black, and I wouldn't be against him in that actually as well. So Guy, who was a good rugby player himself, has produced a very good rugby player. TikTok Tessa though. Getting close to the last chance though today. I think with the wetter track conditions, that's where the best of the trials were. Blinkers went on last start at Woodville, just beating a small margin, was finding the line again. I think they cut out of the track here today, and I think they'll be off the rail because a little bit chopped up post those trials. So I think they'll be coming off the rail here at Hastings here this afternoon, which should suit. TikTok Tessa will go early, find a bank builder here this afternoon. It will be in the last on the program. Philippa?
Love it, and hopefully setting us up for a big weekend of punting. But for now, we are taking you to a break on the form. Off the other side, we find you our best bets for the weekend. It's murder on the dance floor.
Yeah, geez, hard to take on Richie, so I might take on Scotty actually. I think King's English, obviously coming out of a pretty strong Cambridge Breeders' Stakes.
King's English on the inside, dashing at the Marwin out wide. King's English, Bulgari Arwen. King's English in front, going to the post. King's English to beat Bulgari.
I reckon Beetlegoose at Hara. He just a bit disappointing last start, but we found an excuse for him, so it looks a nice race for him.
It is showtime. The ghost with the most. Beetlejuice all the way.
Really like one at Hawara on Sunday. It's in race number 7 for Alan Sherrick's Secrets. It's got a couple of 6s in its form line. They're much better than that does read. The last start should have gone very, very close to winning race 7, Hawara and Secrets.
Secrets putting the ears back, and the good thing of the day will get up, and that was an absolute treat for Kelly Myers. The favourite delivers.
I'm taking you to Ellerslie, the last race on the program. I'm giving Inside Out one more go. I think it needed the fresh up run. I think it can take out the last for the Witherleys.
This leader's veering to the outside. Inside Out's going to end up over the outside rail. And I don't know here.
Incredible scene. Incredible to hold on and win. Yes. Michael McNabb was coming over to meet us at one stage there. And he's done well to hold on for the win because, that fence was coming up very quickly.
Oh yeah, we had a pretty good week last time with the best bets. I don't want to watch that over again though with the inside out, and of course Aidan, you had a scratching too, so not a bad week for us really.
Yeah, well done guys. Yeah, nice, and let's hope the trainers can do it again for us too. Yeah,
absolutely. Before we do get to our trainers too, don't forget to pick up your edition of the race form. Who graces the cover this week? None other than the favourite for the open mile out of Ellerslie here, Lupo Solitario. If you like him, pick up your race form edition, and all of your in-depth form is there to follow. From there though, we're going to get you back out to the track. We had plenty of winners tipped last week. Let's see what our track work tips are this time.
We're keen on Pounce in the 2-year-old race. Trialled well, worked very well here on Tuesday morning. Team's really pleased with her. She'll make a strong account of herself. Been around Ellerslie on a strong race on Boxing Day, 2-year-old race. So, yep, she can bounce back with a good autumn performance first up.
We'll go the 3-year-old 1500 at Ellerslie, Accentuate.
I like Fortune Asia in the maiden 14 at Ellerslie on Saturday.
I've got a horse called Fighter Race. He's had one run at Ellerslie and run third. Very promising run. Gone the right way since, so a big chance.
I've got Elton Rocks at Ellerslie Saturday.
El Viento will be very hard to beat.
We got Overdrawn in the 75 1400 at Ellerslie.
Just Pegasus at Ellerslie in the last on Saturday.
2 in this weekend. I think they both be good chances, but I'll probably go Lucky Dice. He's going to New Plymouth. Not sure which race, we'll just see, but either the 3-year-old mile or the 65 1800. Yeah, I think it'll be very hard to beat.
I think we'll go to New Plymouth in the 65-14. Shameless Boy steps up, going second up, and I think he made good improvement off that first run, so I think he could go a cheeky race.
I'm going to go Swainest Day. The reports from Aussie are good, so we'll back him.
Pacheco on Sunday in the hurdles. It's a pretty firm track, probably not ideal for jumpers, but it'll probably suit him more than his rivals.
Look, got a really nice gelding, more to think about. He's just improved each run. He went very good at Ellerslie last start. He runs Sunday at Te Rapa, maiden 2200. I think he get the job done.
There you go, that is your form trainers tips for the weekend. There are so many that we've got almost the whole page filled up there, so make sure you take a photo of this and follow our track work tips, and of course they'll be on the socials as well.
We were able to tell a few people that we're going to get this piece sponsored. We thought it might have been sponsored this week, so hence why we got a few extras.
That's why we got so many.
But hopefully we've got a new sponsor to announce next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay,
fingers crossed to watch this space. But for now, it's time for our best bets on the show, and you're up first, Aidan.
Yeah, no surprise. I was pretty confident when I went through the form for the first at New Plymouth with Midnight Train, a horse who's run so well in so many contexts, including in the Group 2 Wellington Guineas. Terrific last time out. So it just beautifully placed in the first. So I thought the 260 was pretty good shopping.
Yep, we understand. Get into it, people. Bring back no deductions. Secret 6 got crushed with deductions, but I'll go with Bulgaria as a good price for mine. He gets into the right race. He's a talented type. Should have won more than he has, but he can do a few things wrong. So I'm taking a bit of a chance, but I thought he'd be 220, 240. You're getting $3.70. And is Tavi time out for Leaf yet in the Scone Cup?
True.
Still waiting to get out. I'm going to Sandown Chocolates for the Kira Mars stable. Logan Bates does the riding on this mare. She's second up. She's got a wonderful record at the track as well. I like her in the 4th on the program with the lightweight. The Wales kicking us off with Incentivise at Alexandra Park on Friday night. There's the rest of our bets, including Leith. He's put the homework in. He's playing at Doomben and race number 3 there in Katoto. I think that's how you say it, and that does wrap us up. As always, Aidan, a pleasure to work alongside you. Hopefully you found us the winners. And Bevan, enjoy Hastings. We'll catch you very shortly on Trackside 1. For us, though, that'll do us for the weekend. Good luck and enjoy all of the racing.